Hi, everybody. It is Gretchen. I am really hoping you guys can hear me. I'm actually trying out my new mic. I'm going to show it to you guys who are live streaming. You won't be able to see this if you are listening to the podcast, but my husband purchased a great mic for me, and I have set it up. So if there is a problem, it will be totally my fault because I'm not exactly the best sound person and everything else. So first of all, thank you all for joining in with me. A few of you have asked what has happened with my podcast. I went ahead and put up a couple of episodes. I recorded 3 and live streamed those, and then I pulled back a bit. I continued recording some at home, but I decided to go ahead and pause the uploading them onto my podcast, which I upload. My goal is actually to have 2 uploaded a week, but it was becoming more work to do it as I go. So what I'm doing right now, for lack of a better way of describing it, I'm banking them. So I record them, I'm storing them, and they're going to kind of drip through. But this, over the next week, between today and next Tuesday, there will actually be 3 episodes there. This is actually going to be the first one. I decided to go ahead and do this one first because it is very timely. And the big topic is keeping ourselves from being distracted from our purpose, from our goals, from the things that really matter to us the most in a world that feels upside down. And for those of you watching this live or listening to this later, depending on where you are in the world, where you are in the country, if you're in the US, you really could feel upside down for any number of ways, whether you are feeling the struggle and the uncertainty of neighbors that feel lonely and isolated because of what they are perceiving with a racial divide, because there's an election going on right now, because of the pandemic. Perhaps you could be like our family and have been negatively impacted financially and occupation-wise with the pandemic. Perhaps you lost someone or you've had other struggles you are going through. This has been a very, very difficult time. I have talked to friends who are business owners who have wondered if they can keep going. I have talked to many parents who have kids like in our county where kids are not in school, and because they've been out of school for so long, a lot of these kids are feeling more isolated and lonely. But for whatever it is, the world might feel upside down. It may feel like it's shaky. If it doesn't feel upside down, whatever it is, I want to go ahead and help you with some things that have helped me. So as I go into this, what we're going to look at is a question that I'm going to ask you to ask yourself. And I went ahead and posted here. And what am I doing today? What am I going to do today so that I could be where I want to be tomorrow? I would love any of you to write this down on a Post-it note, put it, maybe a reminder where you send yourself a text, email it to yourself so that you see it first thing in the morning. Let this be the first question that you ask yourself tomorrow morning when you're looking in at your life and the things that matter to you. When we lose perspective of what we are doing and where we should go, it's very easy to get distracted by all of the turbulence of the noise around us. And I don't want you to just ask it as a general question. We're going to go ahead and narrow this down and be specific. I picked 3 areas of my life that are really, they are pertinent to where I need my life to be. And you may have 3 other areas of your life, but I'm going to use these as examples. So the first one is, what am I doing today so that I could live healthier, so that I could lose weight, so that I could feel stronger tomorrow? Fill in the blank with any fitness question. So I could eat healthier, so that I could lower my cholesterol. Whatever those things are for you, for your health, this could be something that you could start with tomorrow. Not what's going to happen if my candidate didn't win. Not what is going to happen if the job I want doesn't open back up soon. Not what is going to happen if. Let's just go ahead and start with today. What can you do today? Let's empower ourselves with what we can do today. And obviously I'm biased here as your mind, body, life coach. But I want to say, what can I do today so that I can live healthier? If weight loss is a goal, what can I do today so that I lose the weight, so that I feel stronger? Let those be the first questions, not an afterthought at the end of the day. Now, when you start the day with those types of questions, by the way, I like to take a Post-it note and like put it right on my bathroom mirror when I'm doing my makeup, which I haven't worn a lot during COVID-19, when I'm brushing my teeth. Some people like to actually put it like on their steering wheel, something like that, where you're going to see it right away, whatever that is, on your coffee pot, go for it. What am I going to do so that I can do those things? And then you get to brainstorm that. Maybe it's today at some point in time, go ahead and block it out. I'm going to clean an area of my kitchen so that I can go ahead and meal prep in a way that is not crowded or cluttered or whatever. Or today, I'm going to go ahead and order Instacart groceries to be delivered so that I don't do impulse buying, or so that I don't feel exhausted and just grab fast food on the way home, or whatever that is. Or today, I'm going to delegate this household responsibility to my husband or one of my kids, or pay someone to do it, or whatever it is that fits your lifestyle, so that I can hit the gym, get the workout in, whatever that is. All right. So that would be the first area of what I'm doing today so that I could be where I want to be tomorrow. Now, the next part of my life that I find I really need to focus on, and for me, this is actually the top priority above my fitness level, is what am I going to do today so that the relationships with the people who matter most to me are going to be stronger tomorrow than they are today. And I can give you guys an example of this. I actually did it with my husband today, which is I had early morning clients starting very early in the morning. On my way back home, had a little bit of quiet time, and I determined that the first thing I would do, that I would prioritize before I do anything work related, would be to ask my husband what I can do to bless him. What did he need me help with his business, with the home, or that sort of thing? What can I do to make him feel loved? And for my husband, these are things that I know if I do those things on a day-to-day basis, our relationship is stronger, because his love languages are quality time and acts of service. So when I take the time to be with him, that is meaningful to him, helps our relationship feel stronger, helps him feel at peace with me, makes him want to fill my love bank. And I'm offering him a service of what can I do for you? Now, for you guys, that might be different. Maybe you have a relationship with a parent, with one of your children, with a very good friend that is fragile. And you can ask yourself that, like, starting right now, let's say, what can I do today so that the relationship with fill in the blank, whoever that is stronger tomorrow? Do you have a family member that there's been tension and you'd like to build a bridge? Maybe today it's writing a card or sending some flowers or picking up the phone or whatever that is. For those of you with teenagers and young adults, maybe that is just doing something that they really enjoy. Like, I don't really like playing video games. I stink at them, for one, but my son likes them, and learning about what he likes to do is a great thing. Or finding common ground. The same son is a bit of a foodie, so spending time with him in the kitchen, doing things that he loves to do, is good for our relationship long term. For my 17-year-old daughter, it's making her feel loved and accepted. The more I invest into helping her feel secure in certain ways, that helps our relationship tomorrow. And in a third area, now you're going to want to fill in the blank. Certainly not everyone is a business owner. Maybe you are an employee. Maybe you're a subcontractor. Maybe you're currently unemployed, and the thing you got to focus on is what you're going to do next. Perhaps you are home part-time or you're home full-time, whatever other areas of your life, meaningful relationships, even important hobbies. What can you do for any of those things today so that those areas are stronger tomorrow? If you're on the hunt for an occupation, is there more training you can do? Is there a local business connection that you can have? Like out here, we have a workforce services and our chambers of commerce and great business community here locally. So like if you're in a community like I am, it's reaching out and saying, Like I'll just fill in my, hi, my name is Gretchen. This is what I really want to do. I am struggling with this. Could you sit with me and maybe let me brainstorm a little bit? That would be something I could do today so that I could be one step closer to where I want to be professionally tomorrow. And in my home, thank God. And I do mean that, like, I am so thankful for having had the opportunity to figure out why I was having difficulty for years with clutter and so many executive function things, and getting treated for ADHD was it. But for me, it is decluttering and getting rid of crap, donating it, throwing it out, selling it, whatever it is. What you could do a little bit every day so that your life is where you want it to be. When we focus on those primary things, find the 3 most important areas of your life, or maybe it's just the 3 areas. Maybe they're not the most important, but they're the ones that have the greatest crisis right now. For example, the most important area of my life is my faith, but I don't feel like I'm having a faith crisis right now. So maybe that's not really where I'm going to focus. Why am I asking such questions on Election Tuesday? Well, I'm doing it because I know you know that this is a crazy time in the world. And it is so easy to get so caught up in social media arguments, in sitting around feeling frozen, whether it's paralysis by analysis or just paralysis by paralyzingly frightful times. It can be so difficult to feel like we can move forward if we aren't focusing truly on what we can do today to move forward. Now, I can assure you, friends, if you are focusing that way, like saying to yourself, what can I do today to be better for the people I love the most, for what I think my calling or my passion is, to make my home a more peaceful place, to be a more affectionate spouse, to be a more understanding mother or father, or whatever that is. When those really special, precious areas of your life are focused on, the noise of the world feels much less crushing. As a matter of fact, it's easier to keep those things in perspective. It's very easy to get it out of perspective when our priorities are not straight, when we forget who we are, what are our real purposes, where do we want our lives to be in the long run, and that sort of thing. So we looked at those three areas, whatever your 3 areas are. I gave examples here. Now we can actually take this a step further and even going deeper into feeling more peaceful, more focused, more grounded, and having the life that we want to, if we not only look at what can I do to be where I want to be, but maybe let's go ahead and take this and say, what are habits and thought patterns that have kept me from being where I want to be now or where I want to be in the future? Now, this isn't a time to beat yourself up and say, oh man, what an idiot I am, or this is a stupid thing I've done, or whatever that is. What this really is a time to just give yourself some constructive criticism. For example, we went into what can I do to live healthier, to lose weight if that was the goal, to feel fit, strong, whatever that is. And we can go ahead and analyze that based on what we're doing now. What kind of patterns and habits have kept me from living healthier, from losing the weight that I've wanted to lose, or to being fit and strong, or to getting ready for whatever that athletic thing is? We can go ahead and say, oh, wow, you know what? I have a tendency to stay in bed too long or to stay up too late. I have a tendency to kind of wing it when it comes to my food, whatever that is. I have a tendency to whatever, I don't know, put it off, to not take the medication, to not pay attention to my sodium, whatever your health fitness needs are. You can look at that and say, okay, I've been doing that. I can address that. We can kind of look deeper into those things. Let's go ahead and take that other area. Are there ways that I sabotage otherwise healthy relationships with those I love? Or maybe I'm just not nurturing them in the way that they should be nurtured. This can be another wonderful way to regain focus on the things that matter and quit getting distracted by all of this noise all around us, whether it's politics, the pandemic, the weather, the travel, the economy, your current occupation or lack thereof at the moment, whatever that is. We can really start fine-tuning and refining the things that are so precious to us. And what is more precious than the people that we're blessed to have in our lives? I could tell you, I did this. I really became aware a couple of years ago just how critical I was becoming of my husband. I was making him, I'm not proud to say this, I'm just being honest, because I did things like this, exercises like this, where I wanted to get better. But anyway, where I realized I'm making my husband the butt of my jokes. I was not calmly responding to him. Rather, I was reactively abrasive with him. I started to look and say, you know what? I'm sabotaging this beautiful relationship with someone that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. It helped me open my eyes in ways that I could correct it. And frankly, because that has improved so much, it's easier to make other good choices because I have this cheerleader on my side who gets excited when I want to do healthy things or try new things. And another area, what kind of patterns or habits may have kept me, whoops, I skipped it. I'm sorry. I just went back. Oh, here we go. Are there things that I do that are time wasting, that are unproductive, that are destructive, that otherwise sabotage my ability to have a thriving business, a peaceful home, a stronger faith foundation, whatever that is? Maybe to get better at your hobbies or your sport. It could be that you've got a game on your phone and you intend to play it for a few minutes, and before you know, hours and hours have gone by. Maybe it's that favorite show that you like to watch and you find that you've binge watched 10, 12 hours on a day and you just lost a whole day. It could be that you talk on the phone a lot more than you ought to. That you're spending too much time at the office, getting things done, and your family's feeling neglected. It could be that you're so involved into the hobby that you enjoy that your faith or another area of your life is getting the growth it needs. These are really beautiful and great questions that you can ask yourself. And when you do ask yourself questions like these, once again, as I said earlier here, you get to become less distracted by the noise of the world outside of you. You will find almost inevitably that your relationships are stronger, that you're more at peace, that your anxiety levels are going down. And there's more bandwidth, where's the word I'm looking for? I hate that when I'm recording for a podcast or something like that and I get a little tongue-tied. All right. So what I mean to say is when you're very focused on the things that matter so much to you, that matter to the people that you love, that help you stay on track on your goals, that give you a better home life, that give you a better faith foundation, whatever it is, that it is now easier to take on the task of volunteering in other areas of your community, taking the unexpected phone call, watching the news and seeing something that upsets you without becoming infuriated or overly anxious, because you've given yourself permission to keep that in check with the things that really matter to you long term. Now, at risk of sounding like a completely nutty, ideological, whatever you want to call it, I am so convinced that if more of us did what I am recommending, that we would be less hostile to others, that we would be more accepting of others, we would be less saddened by the things that happen around us. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying that we wouldn't at times become angry or upset or sad about things happening, but they wouldn't feel like they're turning our worlds upside down. Keeping your priorities in focus, keeping the most important things, those really are just key to having the life that you deserve to have. If you want to wing it in your days, if you just kind of want to wake up and let your days happen to you and click on the news or open up your Facebook or whatever it is you do, you can keep doing that. However, if that's what you've been doing and you don't like the result that you're getting from your life, I think you're going to find that you're just going to keep getting the same results. So I would just absolutely implore you, encourage you, beg you if you're really struggling, ask yourself, let's start with that number one question. What am I doing today so that I could live healthier, lose the weight, feel stronger tomorrow? What am I doing today so that the relationships with the people who matter most will be stronger tomorrow? What am I doing for my business, my home, those other meaningful areas of my life, so that those areas can be stronger tomorrow? All in all, what am I going to do today to be where I want to be in my life tomorrow? I'm telling you, friends, focusing there first helps us keep everything else in a perspective. And it gives us more, that's what I was trying to say before, more bandwidth, more capability of handling all of these unexpected things that are being thrown at us, whether it's personal in our lives, what things that we are observing in this very unpredictable time that we are in, and frankly, better prepared for the good and the bad things that are coming our way in the future. If at any time you feel that you kind of just feel like the world is just caving in around you and it's just too much, that the things that I suggested, that they really are so much that your anxiety levels can't take it or whatever that is, I would really encourage you to get help. It could just be reaching out to a faith leader in your church. It could be reaching out to a very good friend and just being sincerely honest, maybe your spouse, and saying, you know what, I'm having a really hard time right now focusing on the things that matter. And I really need your encouragement, or we really need your help. Now, my friends, if doing that just doesn't quite do it for you, not only is there no shame in getting some mental health help, frankly, there's a lot of victory that can happen for it. I'm telling you that as someone who has been blessed to overcome so many struggles with anxiety, with PTSD, to learn how to handle ADHD, overcome depression, and to come to the other side of so much of those things with so much hope and joy and a desire to give back. But I know I wouldn't have had that capability if I didn't reach out for help. So I'm here. Now, I am a coach. I'm a life coach. I am not a therapist. I can help you focus on where your tomorrows might look, but healing from your past in so many ways is really a better place for a mental health professional. If you are in the state of Maryland, actually most states in the United States anyway, and many places you could dial 211 and get so many resources connected right to you, whether actually in Maryland, it could be just about any resources from your health department and other things in the county or that you live in and that sort of thing. But I found it is probably, especially right now, while so many people are on lockdown, it can be one of the best, if not the best ways for many of you to get plugged into mental health services right away without having, an ambulance and police cars come blazing and sirens churning right at your front door. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope it was a blessing to you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on whichever social media platform that you may be finding me, at Your Mind Body Life Coach. You can email me at Gretchen@yourmindbodylifecoach.com. Anyway, I hope to talk with more of you soon. Until next time, take care. Bye.